Voting is officially over and NASCAR just announced their 2024 Hall of Fame inductees. Let's talk about it. First up, receiving the Landmark Award, rightfully so, Janet Guthrie. She, of course, was the first woman to compete in the Daytona 500 in 1977. In that same year, she also went on to compete in the Indy 500. Janet is the first woman to lead a lap in the Cup Series, and of her 33 career starts in the Cup Series, she finished in the top 10 5 of those times. Her best finish was a 6th place at Bristol in 1977. She broke barriers for women in motorsports. She made it known that women are supposed to be in motorsports and they can be just as competitive. Even cool as well, for just fun fact, is her suit is in the Smithsonian Museum. That is awesome. Regardless though, incredibly well-deserved for Janet Guthrie to be the Landmark Award for 2024. As for the Pioneer ballot, the 2024 inductee for that is Donnie Allison. We know him from the Alabama gang. His achievements include the 1967 Cup Series Rookie of the Year, a Coke 600 win in 1970, and just 6 days later, he followed that up with a 4th place finish in the Indy 500. That is the best finishing position of any driver that's been able to pull double duty for the World 600, I'm going to call it, and the Indy 500. Stats aside, though, I think we also know Donnie Allison best for the 1979 Daytona 500. This was a major event because it was the first live start-to-finish superspeedway race that was televised on a major network, so major for the sport in general. And then you have Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough crashing into each other on the track, which led to a really big brawl when Cale Yarborough and the Allison brothers, Donnie and Bobby. Legitimately, this is one of the most iconic moments in NASCAR history. It was one of the biggest moments in sports broadcasting history, in my opinion, and Donnie Allison was a major part of that. Last but not least, inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the modern era ballot, no surprise here, Jimmie Johnson and Chad Knaus. Chad Knaus joined Hendrick Motorsports in 1993 as a fabricator on Jeff Gordon's team. In 2002 was when everything changed for Chad Knaus. That's when he became the crew chief of rookie driver Jimmie Johnson, and after 13 races together, Jimmie Johnson got his first Cup Series win at Auto Club. That is incredible. In 17 years with Jimmie Johnson, the pair collected 81 wins. He is the only crew chief in NASCAR history to have 5 consecutive championships, and of course, Chad Knaus is still working within the industry as the VP of competition for Hendrick Motorsports. As for Jimmie Johnson, in case you didn't know, he collected 83 career wins in his NASCAR Cup Series career. And of those wins, many of them are crown jewels. 2 Daytona 500s, 2 Southern 500s. He's also won 4 Brickyard 400s, 4 World 600s, I'm gonna call it the World 600, and 4 All-Star wins. That is fantastic. Of course, Jimmie Johnson is one of 3 7-time champions in the sport, 5 of those in a row, which is unheard of. And I don't think will ever be done again in the history of the sport, and maybe even just all of motorsports, period. He has been a great ambassador for the sport on and off the track, and his legacy continues while he's a part team owner at Legacy Motor Club with the 42 and 43. I am shocked to say this was not a unanimous decision, which continues the streak. For the Pioneer ballot, Donnie Allison received 53% of the votes. Right behind him was Banjo Matthews. Chad Knaus received 81% of the votes, while Jimmie Johnson received 93% of the votes. That means 4 people did not vote for Jimmie Johnson to be inducted into the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame class. But that is your news. Jimmie Johnson, Chad Knaus, and Donnie Allison are your 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame inductees, while Janet Guthrie gets the Landmark Award. What do you think of this news? Let me know in the comments.